You are watching Yeticket.com with Al McGee, movie reviews and interviews. This is Yeticket.com, Yeticket.com, your entertainment ticket.
We are your entertainment ticket, that's right. Yeticket.com. We are your entertainment ticket, that's right.
Hey, this is Al McGee with your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. The film I'm going to talk about right now is called Exodus, Gods and Kings. I didn't realize pharaohs were kings. I thought they were a little bit different. No, how can they be any different? It's just a different name from kings. That was a little bit confusing. But was this film a little bit confusing? Well, this is directed by Ridley Scott. Why did he make this film, especially this type of religious film, at this time in his life, right after his brother died? Did he feel like he needed to answer to God or to show God, hey, I'm going to do something so you can get me in heaven next to my brother too, or to help my brother go to heaven? I don't know why he did this film. Now, this is based on the Exodus, and don't confuse this with your father's 10 Commandments. This is not about the 10 Commandments. This is about Exodus, about the Hebrews leaving Egypt. You know, it's a story, and he made a movie out of it. Also in this is Christopher Bale as Moses, Joel Edgerton as Ramsey, Ben Kingsley in this, Sigourney Weaver is in this, John Turturro as a pharaoh, and the names go on and on and on in this film. The problem I had with was casting. I'm not the only one with that problem. Keep reading the blogs and things like that on the internet. You'll see, especially this time, you know, everybody trying to be a little bit politically correct. I don't understand what Ridley Scott was going through with the casting in this film, but let him explain it to you, because I don't have his phone number. Of course, like I said, this film, Exodus, Gods and Kings, about the Exodus, the Hebrews leaving Egypt. They're slaves. But, you know, you got to know your history. Almost everybody was slaves back in those days. When you were in power, you had slaves. But let me dwell on that. Let me just dwell on this story. Anyway, Moses, you know, he grew up next to Ramses, you know, as brothers, but they were not brothers. You know, Moses' mom couldn't have kids, and somehow, you know, she found Moses. You know the story. Do I have to keep repeating the story? All right, let me go on with this tale or my review of this. Now, when Moses gets hit in the head with some rocks and stones from a semi-avalanche in the mountains, then he comes out of that and tell people, well, I got to go help these Hebrews. I'm learning a lot about myself. And that's one of the problems I had with this. Made Moses look like a guy with a concussion. And of course, you know, his brother watching him talk to himself because he couldn't see God. Moses could. And God in this was a little kid. A little, in my opinion, a little spoiled brat. Now, one thing about Ridley Scott and this film, the sets were spectacular. And everything else too, you know, the way he parted the sea, the way things went on, and you know, it was good. I mean, it was excellent in this film. But did this make a good story? You know the story, but was it to your imagination? Remember, films about magic, imagination, and no, it didn't really do it for me. And the acting and the story, it was okay. I saw it before, but he did not add anything to this film or this story about the Exodus. It was just blah for me, you know. Unfortunately, yeah, you all don't know what's going on, but you wanted to see what was going on. But unfortunately, in this film, you knew what was going on, and I didn't really get that excited about it because there was no real big excitement in this. Only thing about it, again, it was spectacular. It was great to look at. But getting into it and really rooting for the Hebrews, I couldn't get into that either because of the way Ridley Scott presented this film. Exodus, Gods and Kings, I'm only going to give this 2 palm trees. It's an average story. The film is not average based on the sets and spectacular scenes and things like that, but he made the story and the characters blah. I'm Al McGee with your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. Exodus, Gods and Kings, just average. From Ridley Scott.
We are your entertainment ticket, that's right. Yeticket.com. We are your